welcome to AutoX. My name is Karan Mathur and this is the new 2024 Apache RR 310. Well, we're in Coimbatore at the CoASTT High Performance Racetrack and we're here to test this motorcycle. And in this video, I'm going to be bringing you a detailed review of what's changed, what's new and what remains the same in the Apache RR 310, and is it this familiar motorcycle that we remember? Well, let's start with the styling, and as you guys can see, the styling is pretty much the same. It is a familiar package, but it gets subtle changes which help it stand out from the crowd. Now, first and foremost, let's start with the color options. Now, this is called Bomber Grey, and when I saw it on paper, I was a bit hesitant, but seeing it in real life, I think it helps all the edges and creases stand out, and over the red and black color options, I think this has become my new favorite. And another thing, with the Bomber Grey edition, you get red alloy wheels to match. So overall, I think color option and a sharp looking motorcycle, and I think that's a good combination. Then of course, we move on to the styling changes. As you can see, you get winglets now, and these TVS claim helps you get 3 kgs of extra downforce. I think they really elevate the sporty appeal. After that, you come to the side and you'll see a clear clutch cover. With that, you also get a clutch stopper which is finished in red. So overall, enough touches to really help it stand out. But of course, to those who are familiar with the Apache RR 310, they know that not much has changed. But again, it was a sporty looking motorcycle and I think they made it even better. Over that, you also get an updated livery. So all of this motorcycle, I think there are subtle changes which really do help it stand out. Then of course, you have the bi-LED dual headlights, you have the racing stripe, then you continue to get the Michelin Road 5 tires, and if you come further back, of course, you get the gold upside down forks. Over that, you also get adjustable suspension for compression and rebound in the new 2024 Apache RR 310. Then if you come further back, you continue to get pretty large exhaust. Now this I thought was a bit bulbous and out there. It was just too big, but nevertheless this has been done for emissions and this is there for a purpose. So in terms of styling, I'd have to say that the RR 310 was a good looking motorcycle, gets subtle styling changes, and now it'll definitely raise some eyebrows amongst the enthusiasts. Now, before I go on to the feature changes, let me quickly touch upon the features and the pricing of this motorcycle. It starts with the racing red color option without the quick shifter. That is priced at 2,75,000. Then of course, you go on to the model with the quick shifter and that will end up costing you 2,92,000. And of course, after that, you get this extremely good looking Bomber Grey edition. This will cost you 2,97,000 rupees. Then we come on to the packages, the electronic and the adjustable suspension packages. You have the dynamic kit, which is right above the Bomber Grey edition. That will cost you an extra 18,000 rupees. You get the adjustable suspension with that. Then you get the Dynamic Pro Kit, which brings in the race tune stability control, which of course you get the cornering ABS, the cornering traction control, the cruise control, the wheelie control and the rear lift-off control. That will end up costing you extra 16,000 rupees. And finally, if you want the race replica colors or the livery with this motorcycle, that will end up costing you 7,000 rupees extra. So tell me in the comment section down below, which one would you choose? Will you choose the basic or will you go out for the full-blown racing red with all the kit attached? Tell me in the comment section down below. And with that, let's move on to the features. Alright, now let's talk about features quickly, and let me bring your attention to this 5-inch color TFT screen. Now this is not new, it was launched with the update of this motorcycle back in 2020, but with the mobile connectivity, now you have the Dynamic Pro Kit, which brings in an electronic suit package which really enhances its sporty appeal. Now first and foremost, what you have is cruise control, not very sporty but will definitely help you out for longer journeys. Then of course you have cornering traction control, you have cornering ABS, then you have wheelie control, and of course you have rear wheel lift-off control. And with this, I think it has really become an absolute track weapon and definitely one of the best options for a sporty motorcycle under the 3,50,000 mark. Then of course with that you also get updated mechanicals. So let's quickly talk about this. Now, as for the updated mechanicals, let's first and foremost start with the adjustable suspension. Now, this is adjustable for compression and rebound. Now, we were riding this motorcycle on track, so we can't really give you a definite opinion on how it takes bad roads and bumps, but you have smooth tarmac and you have corners, and this will now decimate them. It was really friendly to ride, it was predictable, it was agile, and with the Michelin Road 5 tires, it really hugged the road like its life depended on it. It really gave me the confidence to start pushing it more and more. Now, if you have the traction control and the stability control, which I mentioned previously, on, and if you are an expert rider, you will find that you go into a corner, if the bike senses that you are losing a bit of traction, it will cut power and it gets bogged down. Of course, you had these electronics with the RTR 310, but in this, it has been refined and tuned for more sporty riding. Now, alongside that, of course, you had the cruise control and all the electronics package, and definitely with the suspension and with the electronics, I think it's a pretty comprehensive track weapon. I think if you ignore the fact this is a 300cc single cylinder engine, it will really surprise you with its handling capabilities. Alright, now let's get to the updated powertrain, and this is a 312.2cc engine, single cylinder, which now makes 38 PS and 29 Nm of peak torque. Now, how TVS has managed to achieve that increase in power is 13% increase in airbox volume. Then they've also revamped the snorkel length, and over that they've also increased the size of the throttle body. Then you have 10% lighter forged pistons. You have a special coating around the piston rings, and that helps in thermal efficiency, helping it make a little more power. And of course, with the updated components, you have updated valve timing as well. So overall, I think a decent update to the engine, not a lot. It's not an all-new unit, it is the same, but it has been improved in certain areas. And I've talked about how it functions. It is the same great package that we remember. It's tractable, it has good low-end power, it has good mid-range grunt, and I think the updates which have been made to this motorcycle have given it an extra oomph all over the place. If you find you go into a corner, you throttle it out, whereas the old one, if you were in the wrong gear, in the higher gear, it kind of tended to bog down. This one does give you that extra bit of oomph when you demand it, especially if you look at faster corners with between the third, fourth and fifth gear. I think the tractability of that engine in that aspect really suits it, and over that, while that may help in the racetrack, I think it will be a pretty easy motorcycle to ride in urban conditions as well. Now, the increase in performance is also pretty evident with the power figures that TVS claims. First and foremost, let me talk about acceleration. You now do 0 to 60 in 2.82 seconds, whereas the 2023 model or before used to do it in 2.93. And then if you talk about the 0 to 100 kilometers per hour acceleration, well, that now comes up in 6.8 seconds as compared to 7.17 in the previous models. With that, what TVS also claims, and I think that was pretty evident, is the fact that you now have extra pass-by acceleration in each gear. In first to sixth, all the gears now have a higher speed rating in order to do your bidding in terms of performance. Now, with that, you also have a higher top speed rating for this motorcycle, and that stands at 164 kilometers per hour. Overall, I think the performance from the engine was quite acceptable. It was tractable in all areas, even in the racetrack, and the previous model, I did like how it functioned in the urban environment, and I think this will definitely do better. It was pretty tractable, the low and mid-range power delivery was pretty nice, and overall I think it sounded good as well. So even when you're on it, when you're really hurling into a corner or trying for your top speed runs, this exhaust will definitely sound good and will keep you entertained there too. So ladies and gentlemen, then the new Apache RR 310. I think it looks fantastic, it goes better, and if you were in the market to buy a 300cc sporty motorcycle and you had your eye on the Apache RR 310, what I have to say is you should be glad that you waited, because this is a better motorcycle, a better package in all those aspects, be it styling, be it features, or be it mechanicals. It is a really worthy upgrade to the Apache. So tell me in the comment section down below what you had to think about it. Of course, the list of changes is not that big, and that can be a problem for some. This is a midlife facelift, but it is a decent change overall. But what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section down below.